Imagine if the key to transforming your entire life, your happiness, health, income, and purpose, could be found in what you do before 8 a.m. Not through luck, not through talent, but through one simple routine. That's what Hal Elrod discovered after surviving a near-fatal car accident and overcoming depression and financial ruin. Today, we're diving deep into the miracle morning, the not-so-obvious secret guaranteed to transform your life before 8 a.m. My story, and why yours is the one that matters. Hal Elrod begins by sharing his miraculous story. At just 20, he was living his dream life, a top sales performer with everything going for him. But one night changed it all. A head-on collision with a drunk driver left him clinically dead for 6 minutes, breaking 11 bones and causing brain damage. Doctors said he might never walk again. But Hal refused to be a victim. He chose gratitude, responsibility, and acceptance. Through determination, he not only walked again, but went on to thrive in business and personal growth. Later, when financial collapse hit during the 2008 recession, Hal found himself in depression. That's when he discovered what would become the miracle morning, a daily routine that changed his life forever. Chapter 1. It's time to wake up to your full potential. Hal Elrod opens Chapter 1 with a question that challenges the very foundation of how we live. If life is a miracle, why do so many of us settle for mediocrity? When we were born, the world told us we could be anything we wanted. Yet, somewhere between childhood dreams and adult reality, most of us lose that spark. We stop striving and start surviving. Hal paints a stark picture using data. The average person is overweight, in debt, unhappy in their job, and lonely. But his message is clear. It doesn't have to be this way. Mediocrity isn't destiny, it's a choice. And that choice begins every morning. He introduces the concept of living a level 10 life. Imagine rating each area of your life, health, relationships, career, happiness, on a scale from 1 to 10. Most people live somewhere around a 5 or 6, occasionally hitting 7 or 8, but rarely sustaining excellence. The goal of the miracle morning is to elevate all aspects of your life to level 10. Hal explains that the secret lies in how you start your day. Your morning determines your mindset, energy, and focus, and ultimately, the quality of your life. If you begin each day with intention, growth, and purpose, you set a foundation for extraordinary results. The problem is that most people wake up as a reaction to life, hitting snooze, rushing, and starting the day already behind. He emphasizes 3 critical truths. You are as deserving and capable of success as anyone else. The difference between you and those living their dream lives isn't potential. It's daily habits. Achieve your highest goals. You must first become the person capable of achieving them. The focus should be on personal development. Not just doing more, but becoming more. Your mornings shape your destiny. Consistent, productive mornings lead to consistent, successful days, and a life that compounds upward. Hal admits that he wasn't a morning person either. But once he realized that every extraordinary person, from high achievers to elite athletes, had a morning ritual that primed them for success, he decided to test it. What he discovered became the miracle morning. He concludes the chapter with a challenge. What if changing the way you wake up could transform your life? It's not about sleeping less, it's about living more. That's the promise of the miracle morning. Chapter 2. The Miracle Morning Origin, Born Out of Desperation. The second chapter takes us back to 2008, the year Hal's life fell apart. After years of success as a top salesman and motivational speaker, the Great Recession hit. His business collapsed, his income was cut in half, and he found himself drowning in $425,000 of debt. Depressed and directionless, he reached his lowest point. One day, desperate for a solution, Hal's friend suggested something simple: go for a run. Though he hated running, he agreed. As he ran, he listened to a motivational audio by Jim Rohn, who said something that would change his life forever. Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development, because success is something you attract by the person you become. That idea hit him like lightning. He realized that he wanted level 10 success, but was operating as a level 2 version of himself. His external results mirrored his lack of inner growth. The solution was obvious. He had to grow himself first. But when could he find time for self-improvement? At first, he considered evenings, but that was when he relaxed with his fiancée. Afternoons were too unpredictable. That left only one time: mornings. Despite not being a morning person, he made a decision that changed everything. He would wake up 1 hour earlier and dedicate that time to personal development. Hal experimented with activities like reading, affirmations, visualization, journaling, meditation, and exercise, and found that this combination created massive energy and clarity. After just one morning, he felt alive again. After weeks, he was transformed. His depression faded, his confidence grew, and his income began to recover. The shift was so profound, he called it the miracle morning. When his clients tried it, they too experienced rapid improvements, more energy, focus, and motivation. Soon, it spread online as a movement. What began as one man's personal experiment became a global awakening. Hal realized that the miracle morning wasn't just a habit, it was a new way to live. Chapter 3. The 95% Reality Check. In Chapter 3, Hal confronts an unsettling truth. 95% of people never create the life they want. Instead, they settle for average. The reason? Limiting beliefs, fear, and the comfort of familiarity. Most people believe that their potential is fixed, but Hal argues that mediocrity is a silent epidemic caused by mindset. He outlines the main traps that keep people stuck. Isolation and comparison. People see others succeeding and assume they're lucky or gifted, instead of realizing success is a skill developed over time. The rearview mirror syndrome. We define ourselves by our past instead of our potential. Every time we fail, we internalize it, thinking, this is just who I am. The someday trap. We convince ourselves that someday we'll get fit, start a business, or be happier, but someday never comes. Hal urges readers to break free from these mental chains by accepting a new identity, one rooted in responsibility and growth. The miracle morning, he says, is the gateway to escaping the 95% and joining the 5% who design their lives intentionally. He reminds us that the most successful people aren't special, they're consistent. They wake up with purpose, align their actions with their goals, and build unstoppable momentum. The morning isn't just a time of day, it's a mindset of ownership. The decision to rise early is symbolic of taking control of your life. Chapter 4. Why did you wake up this morning? Hal asks a powerful question. Why do you wake up in the morning? For most people, the answer is obligation, work, school, responsibility. But this reactive approach drains energy and passion. He contrasts this with the joy we felt as children on Christmas morning, when we woke up filled with excitement. That feeling wasn't about sleep, it was about anticipation. Hal suggests that you can recreate that sense of excitement every day by infusing your mornings with purpose. He introduces a key idea. Your first thoughts in the morning set the tone for your entire day. If you wake up tired and resentful, your day follows suit. But if you wake up intentionally, with excitement, gratitude, and purpose, your day aligns with that energy. To make this happen, Hal recommends creating a bedtime affirmation. Before sleeping, tell yourself, I am waking up refreshed, energized, and excited for tomorrow. This primes your subconscious to expect a positive morning, making it easier to wake up motivated. In essence, you don't need a different life to feel inspired. You need a different reason to wake up. When your mornings are driven by purpose, your entire life transforms. Chapter 5. The 5-Step Snooze-Proof Wake-Up Strategy for the Snooze-aholics. Hal knows that most people's mornings start with a battle against the snooze button. To overcome this, he developed a 5-step strategy to wake up with energy and consistency. Set your intentions before bed. Your mindset before sleep determines how you wake up. Tell yourself that you'll wake up energized and ready. Move your alarm clock across the room. This forces you to physically get out of bed. The hardest part of waking up, brush your teeth immediately. The act of moving and refreshing yourself signals your body that it's time to start the day. Drink a full glass of water. Hydration instantly increases alertness and combats fatigue. Get dressed or splash your face with cold water. A small physical change triggers mental alertness and breaks lingering drowsiness. He emphasizes that waking up early isn't about discipline alone. It's about creating an environment that supports your success. The miracle morning isn't a punishment. It's a reward. It's your time, uninterrupted, empowering, and focused entirely on becoming your best self. Hal concludes by reminding readers that these changes, though small, lead to extraordinary results. The key is not perfection, but consistency. Each morning is a new chance to design your life consciously, to wake up not just from sleep, but from mediocrity itself. Chapter 6. The Life Savers. 6 practices guaranteed to save you from a life of unfulfilled potential. This chapter forms the heart of the book, the system that turned Hal's life around. He calls it the Life Savers, a simple yet powerful 6-step morning routine designed to elevate every aspect of your life. Each letter represents one practice: silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. Together, they create balance, discipline, and purpose. 1. Silence, the power of stillness. Most people start their day in chaos, checking phones, rushing through routines, and feeling stressed before the day even begins. Hal suggests the opposite. Start your day with silence. Silence can take the form of meditation, prayer, breathing, or simply sitting in gratitude. It allows you to calm your mind, reduce anxiety, and cultivate mindfulness. This practice grounds you, helping you approach the day with intention instead of reactivity. Hal explains that even 5 minutes of deep breathing can center your thoughts and prepare you to handle challenges calmly. 2. Affirmations, reprogramming your mind for success. Affirmations, according to Hal, are more than positive thinking. They're intentional statements that shape your identity and beliefs. Most people live in mental autopilot, repeating self-defeating thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this." Affirmations replace that inner critic with empowering truths. The key is to make them personal, believable, and emotionally charged. For example, "I am confident, capable, and committed to my goals." When repeated daily with emotion and consistency, affirmations rewrite the subconscious mind and align your thoughts with your goals. 3. Visualization. Seeing is believing. Visualization helps you mentally rehearse success before it happens. Hal recommends vividly picturing your ideal day, your dream life, or a specific goal achieved. The brain doesn't distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences, so visualizing success builds confidence and motivation. He encourages readers to imagine themselves performing at their best, handling challenges with ease, staying calm, and taking decisive action. This process not only motivates you, but conditions your brain to expect and create success. 4. Exercise, energize the body, activate the mind. Exercise is non-negotiable in the miracle morning. Even short bursts of movement increase energy, improve focus, and boost mood. You don't need a gym or an hour-long workout. 10 to 15 minutes of stretching, yoga, or light cardio is enough to awaken your body and mind. Hal emphasizes that motion creates emotion. When you move, you generate energy. Exercise enhances mental clarity and primes your body to perform optimally throughout the day. 5. Reading, learn from the masters. Success leaves clues, and reading allows you to absorb decades of wisdom in days. Hal recommends reading books that align with your goals: self-improvement, finance, health, or spirituality. Even 10 pages a day adds up to hundreds of books over a few years. He highlights reading as one of the fastest ways to grow. Each page you read expands your knowledge, mindset, and awareness, allowing you to make better decisions and live more intentionally. 6. Scribing, reflect, and refine. Scribing, or journaling, is your daily reflection practice. Writing helps clarify thoughts, track progress, and express gratitude. You can record insights, lessons, or goals. Hal often begins his journaling with 3 sections: what I'm grateful for, what I'm proud of, and what I'm committed to today. Journaling creates self-awareness and emotional release, ensuring you begin each day with clarity and purpose. Together, these 6 practices form a holistic routine that nurtures mind, body, and soul. Hal calls them lifesavers because they truly save you from distraction, from mediocrity, and from living below your potential. Chapter 7. The 6-Minute Miracle. One of the most common excuses Hal hears is, "I don't have time." So he designed a condensed version of his morning routine, the 6-Minute Miracle. Even on your busiest days, you can transform your mindset in just 6 minutes. Minute 1. Silence. Begin with deep breathing or gratitude to center yourself. Minute 2. Affirmations. Repeat your most powerful statements out loud with conviction. Minute 3. Visualization. Picture your perfect day, your goals achieved, and how you'll feel. Minute 4. Exercise. Do jumping jacks, push-ups, or stretches to boost energy. Minute 5. Reading. Read a short motivational passage or a few paragraphs from a book. Minute 6. Scribing. Write down one thing you're grateful for in your top priorities for the day. Hal emphasizes that this short routine isn't meant to replace the full version, but to maintain momentum when life gets hectic. The goal is consistency, building the habit of starting each morning intentionally. Even a small, focused start is better than none. He shares testimonials from people who use this mini version during tough schedules, single parents, executives, students, and still experience profound results. The message is simple. You always have 6 minutes to invest in yourself. Chapter 8. Customizing your miracle morning. Hal reminds us that there's no one-size-fits-all approach. The miracle morning is a framework, not a rulebook. It's designed to be flexible so you can make it your own. He suggests customizing the length, order, and timing of each saver's practice based on your lifestyle. If you prefer journaling at night or doing longer workouts, that's fine. The key is to make it sustainable. He also introduces variations like the miracle morning for entrepreneurs, parents, and students, proving that the concept adapts to all walks of life. Some people do the routine at 5 a.m., others at 8 a.m. What matters most is why you're doing it, not when. Hal also addresses the issue of discipline. He explains that motivation is unreliable. It fluctuates with emotion. Discipline, however, is a muscle built through repetition. The more you practice the miracle morning, the more natural it becomes. He advises readers to experiment with what works best for them and to track how each variation affects their mood, productivity, and overall growth. The ultimate goal is alignment, crafting a morning that fuels your vision. Chapter 9. From Unbearable to Unstoppable, the real secret to forming habits that will transform your life in 30 days. Hal dives into the psychology of habit formation, revealing that transformation is rarely instant. It's a process that unfolds in stages. He breaks it down into 3 phases that usually span about 30 days. Days 1 to 10. The unbearable phase. The beginning feels unnatural. Waking up early feels exhausting, and resistance is high. Your mind and body rebel because they're conditioned for comfort. This is where most people quit. Days 11 to 20. The uncomfortable phase. You've adjusted slightly, but the habit still feels effortful. You start noticing benefits, but the temptation to revert remains strong. Days 21 to 30. The unstoppable phase. The habit begins to feel automatic. You start craving your morning routine because it gives you energy, confidence, and clarity. Hal stresses that the key to mastery is consistency, not perfection. Missing a day isn't failure. Giving up is. Each morning you follow through, you reinforce the identity of someone who honors their commitments. The reward is not just productivity, it's self-respect. He also explains that personal growth compounds over time. Each positive habit builds on the last, creating exponential improvement. When you master your mornings, you master your mindset. And that's when life transformation begins. Chapter 10. the Miracle Morning 30-Day Life Transformation Challenge. In the final chapter, Hal invites readers to put everything into action. The 30-Day Miracle Morning Challenge is a practical plan to turn theory into transformation. He outlines the process. Step 1. Commit. Decide on your wake-up time and set clear goals for the next 30 days. Step 2. Prepare. Create your miracle morning space, a quiet area for reflection and growth. Lay out your journal, water, and book the night before. Step 3. Track your progress. Use a journal or tracker to record how you feel each day. Energy levels, mindset, and productivity. Step 4. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge your progress along the way to stay motivated. Hal explains that after 30 days, you won't just have a new routine, you'll have a new identity. You'll no longer wake up out of obligation, but out of excitement. You'll begin to view mornings as a sacred space for transformation. He concludes by reminding readers that every great achievement begins with one decision, the decision to start. The miracle morning isn't about perfection, it's about progress. With each sunrise, you get another chance to become the person you were meant to be. By the end of 30 days, you won't just be waking up earlier, you'll be waking up to your full potential. The miracle morning isn't just a routine, it's a mindset, a commitment to becoming your best self. When you take control of your mornings, you take control of your life. Hal's message is simple yet profound. No matter your past, your circumstances, or your challenges, you can rewrite your future starting tomorrow morning. Because every day you wake up, you get a new chance to rise, grow, and create your own miracle.